For my e-moderation skills topic, I'm going to talk about treading on cultural toes. And I'm going to discuss some of the ideas from Salmon about e-moderating skills and basically how we can avoid treading on cultural toes. And I'm also going to talk about some of the high points from the 2010 Best Skills of E-Moderators article and how they relate to these ideas of treading on cultural toes. So why is it important for e-moderators to avoid treading on cultural toes? One thing that's important is to understand that we take our own culture for granted. It's not often that we sit back and take a look at our own culture. And then because we are online teachers or we aspire to be online teachers, it's really important for us to be aware of the cultural differences and the nuances, particularly because we are not going to be available we're not going to have the face-to-face interactions. So when you don't have the face-to-face interactions, then it's hard for you to clarify misunderstandings. And so there are several themes where online instructors can display cultural sensitivity, and Salmon talks about each of these, and I'm going to go through them one by one. First of all, the first point in the text is address, hierarchy, and authority. And so in the text, we're helped to appreciate that if you're a westernized American, we have an informal interaction style. So because we have this informal interaction style, we should not expect that this will bleed over to other cultures. So when you're an e-moderator or an online teacher, it's important to find out how your participants would like to be addressed. Salmon's next point revolves around male and female. Here in our westernized culture, the dichotomy between males and females is not really that pronounced. We're pretty much on equal footing now and have been probably since, the 1960s or 1970s. In other cultures, it's not that way. So we need to be sensitive to these relationships and look for opportunities to make all of the participants feel like their contributions are valued. And that might mean taking an extra step to make sure that the females in the group, particularly if they are from other cultures, don't feel intimidated and feel free to express their ideas. Next, we're going to look at asking questions. And the Salmon text brings out that asking direct questions might be seen as rude in some Asian cultures. And in addition to that, some students might be looking for that e-moderator or teacher to assert more authority than in traditional Western culture. Therefore, the e-moderator can help by giving a sense of community to students, giving a sense of equality, and giving them structured learning opportunities. These structured learning opportunities can sort of give them the chance to figure it out for themselves and help them so that they feel more comfortable asking questions. And then a look at critiquing. I've experienced this myself when working with classmates from another culture, that oftentimes they feel intimidated critiquing others' work. And it's a challenge because that can be seen as rude in some cultures. And it also can be a challenge if the one who's critiquing is seen as having a lower status than the one critiqued. And that might make the person doing the critiquing afraid of saying anything other than something that's positive. And furthermore, the person that's being critiqued might worry about losing face. So it's important to help the e-moderator to help the participants get a gradual skill as far as being able to offer critiquing, and not to force it, but to gently encourage them to be able to constructively critique each other's work. Opening up online, I found this one particularly pertinent because Anglo-Americans, we tend to disclose more than other groups, and you are going to find that some students are going to be reticent about disclosing their private information online. So therefore, as an e-moderator, you can make it clear that people don't have to disclose private information such as marital information and so forth by not setting that precedent yourself or letting students know they don't have to post this information just because you did. More will be continued in part 2.